Hello everyone, I'm Walter from BNB Chain. So we have an AMA today with a very exciting project. So we are going to talk about the future of Web3 gaming. So with us, we have the team from the Harvest Gaming. So maybe you guys can introduce what you guys do at the Harvest, starting with Alexandra.
Hi everyone, thanks for having us, Walter. It's a pleasure to be here.
Me
So I'm
too.
Alessandro. Been at Falco for a few months now. I come from years of working with gaming, and in Falco I'm the CMO, so I'm leading all the marketing community efforts on the company, and very excited to be here sharing some news about the harvest.
Yeah, thank you, man. The pleasure is mine too. So next up, Paulo, could you introduce yourself?
Right, sure. Yeah, my name is Paulo. Based in Singapore, and I've been in several gaming projects as well. I've been here for about half a year, doing a little bit of everything from community and marketing, partnerships, PD, all that, and showing up to, talk to Walter.
Nice. All right, man. Nice to have you here. And next up, Abel, could you introduce yourself and your role at the Harvest?
Yeah, of course. First of all, thank you for having us today. My name is Abel. I'm the community manager of The Harvest. I've been here since the beginning of the project, leading the community with gameplay sessions during the alpha phase and hosting a few community tournaments as well. And well, we are here to rock with this awesome team. Thanks,
Nice, man. I
guys.
mean, looking at what the Harvest have done so far, it is so awesome. Very excited to talk about this in this EMA. So let's talk more about it. So let's start off with we're talking about the future of Web3 gaming, right? So maybe we
Yeah,
can start off with what is Web3 and how does it apply to gaming? Maybe you can start off with Paulo.
sure. Yeah. Um, well, what I really like about Web3 and what I found lacking in Web2, rather, if I could start, was that that you don't actually own your assets. For example, in Apple Music, it's actually like lent
Yeah.
to you, even though you paid full price. And a few years back, when I read the Steam or the terms and conditions, the games that you buy and for $80 or so, you actually don't own them. So if Steam goes down, everything goes down. So I think that really gives a signal that you don't really fully own the assets digitally in many cases. But in Web3, you actually own the data, right? The in-game assets are transcribed and smoothed into NFTs, and then yeah, I think that's really one of the biggest upsides. And what we are noticing is what we're really enjoying rather is that it's permissionless. You can just see the record of all the transactions, and you don't need like red tape or whatnot, and it's all fully transparent. So those are a
Yeah.
start, but there's a lot more, but I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
unfold it down the line.
Yeah. I think the
Yeah.
world of Web3 is very big, and personally, I think it just makes perfect sense to own data and data being game items, and then being using blockchain to like navigate through by trading and stuff using smart contracts. I think that is very natural for Web3 gaming. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, next, maybe perhaps I can ask about your game, the Harvest, right? Very exciting game. So maybe you guys can tell me more about the Harvest. Tell our people more about the Harvest. So maybe starting with Alexandro, maybe you can tell us more about the Harvest.
Sure. Yeah. So we think for Web3 games, it makes a lot of sense for competitive games, what we call mid-core games, and we think shooters are going to be a big part of Web3. So the Harvest is a fresh take, is our own take on hero shooters.
Hmm.
So you play in four. There's four teams per match. You play along your teammates from different civilizations. Each hero has their unique abilities, mechanics, weapons, so you can control different game styles, and these players are all fighting in a barren wasteland. It's a new planet called Origin, and you're fighting for control of the universe's or that planet's essence, right? That's the most valuable resource in the planet. And then there's a lot of customization. So apart from choosing your hero and the specific unique hero movement and weapon abilities, you will be able to pick cards in a card system. So it's simpler than like a trading card game, but it brings a lot of customization and depth to what like you can customize the way you like to play, right? So there's going to be a card system on top of the hero system. So yeah, we're very excited to merge. kind of like these new mechanics into a Web3 hero shooter.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So it's a Red 3 hero shooter, and everyone is like fighting for resources on the planet. And the NFT cards gives abilities to the heroes, which gives like many different dimensions for every game, right? So that's very interesting. So perhaps for maybe Abel, you can add on more about what the Harvest is about.
Yeah, sure. So a part of like every hero being like one of a kind, and you'll be fighting like 3v3v3, because the game is played by four teams of three players each.
Nice.
uh, you'll be fighting for those resources, right? The essence, and you can get those by killing other enemies, gathering from some hotspots in the map, and also hunting down some epic bosses within the map. This will be like super huge. um, and the ability cards, they are the key point of the game. The ability cards are what makes the harvest come with near like infinite replay value.
Yeah, I think this is very interesting. Whereby in your game it won't get boring because there are so many different angles to get to the objective, right? Like you mentioned, there's events, there's your enemies, and there's like extraction points and stuff. There's so many ways to get access. Very interesting. So
Yeah,
maybe
Walter, if I can add to
yeah,
that, just to make
yeah,
it
sure.
like crystallize in the minds of the people that haven't played the game yet. So imagine that
Mm.
one of our heroes has a grappling hook, right? So they can shoot it in the terrain, in the map, and they will
Oh,
move towards that part of the map. So that's like a hero ability that is only available if you play with a hero called Sahad. The ability
nice.
cards, what they will do is they will add to those already existing mechanics. So for example, you can equip a card that will give your grappling hook more range, or you can use it more often, or has less cooldown. So it will affect the mechanics of the gameplay. It's not only stats, but it will also change the way that you play the game.
Nice, nice. Thanks for letting us know that. So it will be like a lot of dimension for every game. So since we are already actually halfway dwelling into the depths of the game, right? Maybe I can probe even further. Like, what other points of the games do you think is different from the games that we have now? So maybe Paulo, your turn to share any differences out there.
Well, I think what I really like about it is that I'll give you the similarities first. The similarities are each heroes. They have different like um, roughly similar broad categories of skills. For example, there's the damage types, there's damage based skills, there's also some mobility skills, right? And these are important, right? Because at least they're not too distinctive, but they have their own nuances. For example, like what Alessandro mentioned, one has a grappling hook that helps with mobility, someone else can have a teleportation, someone can do a double jump, and it's very interesting. And some of them,
Yeah.
and that's really nice, right? And we're evolving that by, like Alessandro said, what's different about it, it's similar to us adding Curvestone and MTG into the deck,
Oh,
right? So these ability cards actually are going to be we're going to be introducing seasonal collections, for example, right? So not only can, for example, maybe down the line, I think it's coming soon, down the line, like the Had's hook, for example, not only can increase in range, but can maybe add additional stuns, you know so that changes the meta, right? So no longer are you just a squishy glass cannon. You can actually become a disabler as well at the game, right? So some support based heroes can be more DPS based as well, based on the ability cards that they equip, right? So I think that's what really makes us a little bit more distinct. And apart from that, we're adding a few more things, right? We're making it more riveting by adding in this enclosing ring, right?
uh,
A la battle royale kind of style, and that really
yeah, nice
sweeps
battle
away
royale.
the sweeps away the campers and makes it
Yeah.
a lot more engaging. I hate campers. I play COD and
Yeah.
stuff like that. The
Okay, that's
angles,
exciting. Yeah.
but yeah. we could
Yeah, I
go
mean
on.
I think that is a good game mechanics that many successful game I mean they have a lot of success with that, whereby you force people to have you force them to engage, right, and then force them to do events to eventually emerge as the winner, because as gamers we want skill to win, right? Yeah. So so yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very nice thing to hear, that it will
Oh yeah, and
be
it's a
sort of,
it's a
yeah.
third person shooter as well. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, so third
So
person shooter, class based PvPvE battle royale. Right, awesome.
Great description,
intense.
Walter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Okay, so yeah, okay, I understand that you guys being a Web3 game, right? The Harvest being a Web3 game, so like we mentioned earlier, the ability cards and stuff, they're NFT, so it is crypto native, and I understand it will be built on BNB chain. So that's why we're here. Very happy to
All
have you
right.
guys built on BNB chain, the largest gaming market share out there for Web3. And on this, right, perhaps you guys can delve even deeper and explain even further on what are the blockchain elements of the game. So maybe we can start with Paulo. Yeah.
Also, for the blockchain elements, number one is our ability cards are actually harness the powers of NFTs, right? So, like I mentioned before, you have full ownership of what you want to do, no longer gated within just the harvest or our marketplace. You can do whatever you want with that, right? So, and that solves some problems. For example, like I mentioned earlier, in Steam, you can't really own it outside that. But even in game, even in platforms that give you the game, without the platform like GOG, like DRM free games, even the in-game items there, you can't really. For example, I play Heroes Might and Magic 3 in GOG. You can't really
Nice.
sell the items outside that, you know. So even if they give it to you, um, you still don't know what to do with it. So the ability cards are one. Um, Down the line, we are also thinking of adding the skins as well as part of the blockchain element. We have full ownership of the skins,
Mm.
and there's more to come. We've already produced a few for Binance for BNB,
Haha,
Yellow
nice.
Elliots, and Bumblebee like ones, and the possibilities are endless, right? With partnerships, IP integrations, and all of these can be tracked, right? We can know the exact scarcity of or supply of these skins, making it more valuable, growing in value over time. But yeah, it's a lot of integrations down the line.
Nice,
So
man.
those are the first two that would be available, hopefully very soon. Um, and yeah, down the line we'll be have like battle tags, your avatars, but I can't say more. But you'll just have to find out. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Frankly, as a gamer, right, like for Web3 gaming, I really dig cosmetics being NFTs, because you will really own the item as like your identity, man. I think that is very nice to hear that the Harvest
Yeah.
has this skins NFTs. Nice. So maybe can move on to Abel. Like, do you have any other crypto elements to highlight for the Harvest?
Yeah, for sure. There is a recent uptrend, the soulbound tokens that have been discussed a lot lately in the space, and Binance BNB having launched their BAB token, the Binance account bound
Yeah.
soulbound token, right? And we're super proud to be like one of the first partners to have those, and and we thought, well, this is a real game changer for the whole gaming industry, you know, the soulbound tokens, because with this we can keep the community way much safer. Why is that? Because like in traditional gaming, like some games such as Dota 2 or League of Legends or whatsoever, they attach your account to a phone number. But it's so easy to have like multiple phone numbers or multiple email addresses or and whatsoever. But with a soulbound token, you can't. You can only have one, right? And why is this good? It prevents from like smurfing, elo jobs, or even toxicity. You know, I can be like I
So
can be a jerk. I can be a jerk playing on the ranked ladders. I can be a super jerk and troll the whole match. Maybe you report me, and maybe I
yeah.
get banned. right?
Oh my god, you highlighted a very interesting point. Like for me,
But
so many years in gaming, sometimes I get away, everyone get away being toxic once in a while. But you're right, this is like permanently your identity. You might get perma banned.
yeah, exactly. Like maybe I get banned, and then I just create another account with another email address or another phone number, and that's it. And I can repeat my behavior, my bad behavior. But with a soulbound account, unless you
You're gonna
get your grandma's ID or your grandma's
yeah,
passport,
yeah.
that then you
You're gonna
can't.
lose all the benefits of a soulbound token with the game, right? Well, I think that is that's
Exactly.
very smart application, man. Very nice.
It's a very
And
very unique use case of blockchain within the game.
nice. And soulbound tokens remind me of like in the first place, right? Vitalik, he is a gamer. He played World of Warcraft, and then he was upset that his items, like I mean he's upset with the game not having this kind of feature. That is why I created Ethereum, man, to have immutability. Yeah, very nice. All right, man. So this shows that gaming really makes sense for the blockchain world. I mean, for us gamers, we can see that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean earlier we mentioned the game is like the third person class based hero shooter PvPvE battle royale. All these are elements of competitive play. I'm very excited. Frankly, I play the beta myself. Is really very exciting and really engages the players. I mean, brings out the gamer in me, man. So um, the big question: will you guys venture into esports?
Yeah, so for sure, that's one of the hooks that we're going to use to make people like get aware about what the harvest is, what we're planning, and so we're planning to do
Nice.
several tournaments per month, both in two major formats, right? One is going to be like invite only, so we're going to invite pro teams, guilds, esports organizations to play, so that people can watch their favorite streamers play the harvest, or they can learn about the game and they can see like what pro players are doing and learn some tips and tricks. So just a like funny story there. Every time there's like a League of Legends Worlds tournament, and you play the game while the tournament is happening, you see people trying the strategies,
Yeah.
right, that the pro players are
Yeah.
playing. Obviously,
Yeah.
never works the same, but it's really cool to see how like many times pro players are like defining the meta, like what is viable, what is not. Some like secret
Yeah.
strategies always get shown there. So it's one of the tournament types that we want to do, and
Yeah.
then of course community tournaments, right? So where anybody can join. There's going to be both recurring tournaments with the same format, let's say every week or every month, and then some bigger ones that we're planning already that the community can participate in with larger prizes. And really exciting news, we're planning a very very big splash with BNB chain. So we're planning a very big tournament in a few months. We're gonna soon have more details out, but it's going to be huge. It's going to have probably a lot of the teams that you have seen playing competitive, like the biggest competitive games out there. So we're pretty excited to get that organized with BNB
Nice.
chain.
Nice, man. I mean, you remind me of the sad truth that when I was younger, right, I got reminded I cannot go pro. When I try those strategies, try to do those headshots and stuff. I mean, there's a limit. I mean, there's a limit, but it's okay. It's okay. We just enjoy the game and enjoy watching pro players do it. And very exciting thing they brought out that there will be professional esports teams involved, and also you mentioned guilds like in Web3, GameFi world, there is this like rise of guilds, and this actually creates like a new space for new teams to rise. So games are pivoting into the esports scene, so we have more than just the Web2 game players. We are definitely seeing more new blood into the esports space through Web3 gaming, like the harvest. And yeah,
Yeah.
very excited for the BNB chain event. We will release more updates along the way, so I can give a let everyone know that do keep track of the harvest, your Twitter, the harvest game. So do like that, and then from there we will see many events unfold. And you guys are really doing a good job. Like even before your beta, you are already like hosting so many community tournaments in the closed beta and even the alpha. That's awesome. And I played a game in the token 2049. That's great. Like lots of events all the way. Yeah. So um now that we have spoken about the game, right? So maybe next thing we will think about maybe for the studio and the whole game itself. What is your roadmap like? Subsequently, what are the plans that you guys want to do for the growth of the harvest? Maybe we can start with Paulo.
Sure, I'm sure my friends here can add on as well. There's a lot going on after all.
Yeah,
Well, we've come a long way. You know, we had our pre-alpha recently. We closed it. Now we have moved on. Right now, actually, it's closed beta. We can give away keys as well, and
nice,
and it's really fun because we're trying out different things, right? We're listening to the community and we're adding the features and we're smoothening it as much as we can. We added the ring system recently, and now we're stabilizing it. We're porting it from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. It's gonna be
nice,
really smooth and crispy, and crisp. And and soon we'll be launching our own open beta. I think that's probably where the big tournaments will come in when the big names will come in. But yeah, apart from the game and stabilizing it, we have about 4 heroes now, and you can expect more heroes next year, right? And we're gonna be introducing a lot more things,
exciting.
maybe even a battle pass, you know.
Ah,
Something that's familiar for players, definitely, and right now people are just practicing and adapting to the meta, and it's a skill based thing, right? But wait till you see we us having applied the ability cards, then it'll be real fun, chaotic, but maybe some, but really fun. Yeah.
nice, nice. Really, really look forward to what you guys are building, man. So perhaps, Abel, do you have like anything else to add for the roadmap of the harvest?
Oh, yeah, of course. One of the biggest questions that we have in the community is when can we unbox or unveil the mystery and legendary boxes
Mm,
that we
mm.
sold in like in June and in September, right? The answer is still like we'll unbox those after we finish balancing the game, right?
Ah, that's good.
Because
Yeah,
and this is a very obvious decision because we don't want to like your devaluate your assets due to like game balancing. Let's say if we open the boxes today and you got like a super duper really OP card, and then we realize, okay, this card is totally like unrealistic. It's too strong. We need to nerf it. And then after the nerf, your card goes to, let's say, $1,000 to like $10 because of the nerf. These figures are hypothetical. Okay,
yeah,
let's not take it to the heart. But we don't want that. And I know the like perfect balancing is also unrealistic, but we want to get as close as possible to balancing the game, and then we unveil the cards. And then in the future, if players find like a new broken meta, we can like uh, deliver a different collection of cards to counter those. And if it's still like too OP, then we'll have to tweak it a little bit. But we want to like touch as little as possible on those.
nice, nice. I want.
And also to complement on what Paulo said, well, we did have a lot of pre-alpha game sessions. Right now, we're on our closed beta phase, just like tweaking a little bit the matchmaking system before we go to the open beta season, which will happen in mid-December, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Ale?
Yeah, so mid-December is the planned date for the open beta, and then just to add to what Paulo said in the beginning, yeah, we expect the full game to be launched between March and April, so we're not that far away, and whoever wants to play the game right now, they already can, and more people will start joining the game, and we will start, scaling our marketing efforts as we move to closed beta, then open beta, then obviously the game launch. So we're excited to have more people,
Nice.
learn about the game and come join us.
Yeah, and I really want to add on to what Paulo said as well. Like you mentioned about Unreal Engine 5, right? For gamers out there or maybe casual gamers out there, you guys should really look into their website and their Twitter, and look up games that are built on Unreal Engine, right? It takes a lot of effort, and the games built on Unreal Engine will look really good. And Unreal Engine 4 is already very nice, but Unreal Engine 5 is a lot more crispier, and it just feels so good. I mean, just looking at the loading page of the beta, I think gamers will understand the effort and work that you guys put in. And this brings me to what Abel said. Like you mentioned, like your topic, right? It is actually all about game first. So I really like that, because I always say, like in GameFi, right, is a capital G. It's all about having a good game first. Everything else will come later. And just to add on, I played the beta, right? The NFT cards, ability cards, they are actually just very slight differences. Like you mentioned, the range of certain abilities are a bit longer and stuff. Ultimately, it really falls down to your skill, man. Like this game is skill based, because it's hero based class. Like if you can't aim right, I don't care if a rifle has 5,000 damage. You can't hit means you can't hit, right? So I think this is an emphasis, because as a gamer myself, I think this is very important. So the meta is sort of like Hearthstone as well, right? If you don't have a very good strategic mind, no matter how good are
Yeah.
your cards, you don't play it properly to the curve, to the strengths of your cards, you can't win a game as well. So this is where the esports competitive element comes in as well. And thank you, Alex, for telling us the launch of the game. Like very excited. Like I've been looking forward to this game. Like thankfully there's a beta right now to play it. So but I guess the full launch will be a lot better with the full works of Unreal Engine 5 and so on. So yeah, maybe we can proceed on to the maybe last question of this AMA, whereby um, after we said so much about the game, right? But how can we find out more about the game? Maybe Alexandro, you can let us know about this.
Yeah, so obviously we have all the socials, so please, I think Twitter might be the simplest way if you're aiming to get,
Yeah.
just the highlights. Our handle is the Harvest Game, and from there you'll see the links to all our other socials. But we have the vanity link for Discord, so discord.gg/the Harvest. So that's easy as well, and our website is theharvestgame.com.
Nice. Will you guys
Uh,
be giving out like beta keys on your socials?
for sure. If you head on to Twitter
Absolutely.
right now, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's nice. I mean, you guys can like follow their socials, like especially Twitter, the Harvest Game. I think they will give out the beta keys and instructions on how to get a game. The game is on many game launches that will come out. Like currently, it's on Steam and eventually
Mm.
Elixir and many other game launches as well. So it is very easy to access, and you can
Mm.
enjoy the game as it is. Just download and put in the keys, and you can play. All right, man. If not, we have come to the end of this AMA about the future of Web3 gaming.
Which is the harvest.
Really, yeah, the Harvest Game. Like as a gamer, I am very always very happy to have these kind of talks. Quality games, and you guys are obviously gamers yourselves, and game first. Definitely, you guys are game first. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, so thank you guys for having me, and thank you for coming to this AMA session with BNB Chain. We look forward to the growth of your game, and yeah, game on together.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you, everyone.
Thank you
Thanks
so